let's shoot the shit.
Okay. So here we are at Property Guys Central in the big block offices in Mission Valley.
That's right. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So this is our first podcast. Hopefully we do one every week. You never know where we'll be coming from. Right now we're just having some sipping rye whiskey.
Here we go. Do a little sipping. I'm good at this part.
So this is Cammie Dean. She's not new. She's been with us a month and a half, but we thought we'd introduce her, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. It's really interesting.
Let's learn about Tammy.
Let's learn about Tammy.
So whatever questions, I'm an open book. Ask.
So Tammy,
okay.
Yes.
All right.
Do you enjoy whiskey?
And I love boozing, but I don't like whiskey.
You love boozing? So
Yeah.
what's your drink of choice?
If I had some tequila, I would drink it on the rocks right now,
Tequila.
like you guys are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tequila.
1 rock or 2 rocks?
I'm probably like 4.
Oh, you like
Because I feel, see, for me, I fill the glass up. I don't just do like half. I fill it up and I
Sure.
sip on it.
All right.
So that's my go-to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. That's
So
nice.
Tammy,
It keeps me going. Yes.
tell us about your prior career in child talent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So for just shy of 30 years, I represented children. So anywhere from artist development to booking the actual jobs, whether it was for commercial, television, or film.
Nice.
I owned my own performing arts schools, and then I did gigs with Nickelodeon, with Disney, and about 2 or 3 years ago.
She's accomplished.
Right.
Was with Universal Studios. So it's pretty interesting because, you know, my love for kids was so vast that I didn't have any of my own, so I figured, okay, I'll just work with kids. So that's what I did for like just shy of 30 years.
So drop some names for us.
Oh
Drop
gosh.
some kids. Drop 'em. Who do we know?
Drop them. Okay, so I've got, well, I had, he's no longer obviously with me, but repped a kid out of Nashville because I had a performing arts school in Nashville where he was on American Idol. He was like the top 5. He was the youngest contestant on season, I want to say 7 or 8. Don't like confirm that, but it was one of those. So, and I've got a ton of kids that run various Nickelodeon shows.
Well,
Disney
who was
shows.
the kid from American Idol?
Aaron Kelly.
Aaron Kelly.
Country boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
He was the youngest contestant. He was a great talent.
Okay.
It's still a
He
talent.
was a very
Okay, here's
talented.
a singer. Here's a good question. All right. So you're dealing with these kids.
Yeah.
Did you ever just have one kid you just wanted to wring their neck?
And the parents.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be totally honest. Like I had to fire so many parents because they were like pains in my ass for sure. Like it's like they were living their dreams through their kids.
Sure.
And hands down, I would have to tell the parents, here's how this is not gonna go.
Okay.
I am not going to do babysitting. What I'm not going to do is feed your ego. What I'm going to do is the best thing for the child. So if we have that in agreement, then we're good. If not, then I can't work with you. So yeah, it's the parents. For
I have
sure.
a hard-hitting question.
Yeah.
You've known me and Frederick for about a month now.
Mm-hmm.
So whose ass do you want to kick more? His or mine?
Neither, because both of you have like an equal level of pain. My threshold for pain is like super high,
Okay.
and you guys are just like the brothers I've never really had. So
that's
it's not like, you know what I mean. And I have a younger brother, but he's not like a real brother. He was surrounded by girls, so he's kind of girly, but not girly.
Sure.
Right? Does that make sense? And
Although his shirt is sort of pink.
Pink,
I'm
yeah.
just pointing that
No,
out.
that means I'm manly enough
Yeah.
to wear
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
comfortable in his
That's
own
what it means.
skin. Yeah.
Hater.
So I decided I didn't want to travel the world anymore with my previous career because I didn't have a quality of life. So I've always loved real estate, so I always said if I ever had time, I would just bite the bullet and get involved, and here I am.
And
So
then-
I'm combining my love for real estate with the entertainment aspect because you guys have a TV show, and I thought, oh my
Right.
God, how cool is that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think the funnest thing about doing this is so far?
Oh my gosh, every day is like a clean slate. It's not cookie cutter, that's for sure. Like you have no idea what's gonna happen, and that's so beautiful, but yet it's a blessing and a curse because the curse side of it is like, holy shit, can we just have some like consistency and structure?
No filter.
But I'm not a structured person, so for me it's like, okay, what do we have today? And you just literally, and I'm not a guy, so I can't say I have balls, but you literally are flying around with your balls, just kind of like going whatever direction. You have no idea where they're going.
That's how I get all my clients.
Flippity floppity flip.
Just
Yeah,
flopping
it's
the
like a
balls
free
around.
willy. It's like a free willy.
Okay,
Free
so
will.
Yeah.
we're gonna go
No
through.
pun intended.
We're gonna go through this
Yeah.
right now, so you guys all know.
Yeah.
Married twice.
Yeah, married twice. Yeah.
Married only one time.
There we go.
Still rocking
Yeah.
it.
He's the lucky one.
And I'm
That's right.
single, so it's not like I stayed married to both of them, right?
So if you
Yeah.
guys look below, single. You'll see her number down there. Just feel free to text her.
Call Tammy.
Definitely send a picture, which will lead into our thing
Oh, yeah.
Let's get started on
let's get
that.
started. There you go.
Yes.
She's gonna.
And this is Evie, just in case everybody's wondering
this is Evie.
who this
And
is.
don't worry, we will finish this conversation
For sure.
on another podcast.
For sure. So I know that when you guys, like last season, you guys focused on sellers.
Yep.
This season, you're focusing on buyers.
Yes.
And the cool thing, and that really attracted me the most to the property guys and what you guys do and stand for, is not only are you helping people like in a crazy way, like life-changing ways,
Yeah.
but the story behind the story is what attracted me to what you're doing, because you're tapping into people's lives. Like you're getting in and being emotional with them because they're going through some serious shit, right? So, and you help them kind of overcome and get to where they need to be.
Yeah.
So I know that when you're presented with buyers and sellers, or both, people have questions about their home. How do I market it? How do I get it ready to sell? How do I get ready to buy? What should I look for? The layperson knows what to look for because they know what they want, right?
Right.
But what would you guys suggest? What are the property guys like top 5, if you can give them to me? If more, great. What would that be? What are the top 5 in terms of getting your house ready to sell, or if you're getting ready to buy?
First, ready to buy.
Yeah.
You start.
Okay. So, if you're going to sell your home, someone's going to walk into their home, your home, and just feel like it's there. We don't sell homes. Homes sell themselves. So you need to make that home as appealing to as many people as possible.
True.
And the great way to do that is declutter. Like I have pictures of my kids everywhere. I love my children, but when I'm selling my home, I'm not selling my family. I'm selling my house. So get rid of half of your stuff.
Can I interrupt? Because I got to be very blunt with anybody watching this right now. Every single house you walk into, including mine, for that matter, there's just crap everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay? Especially if you have kids
Clean
or
up.
you've been someplace a long time. Just get rid of your crap. It's ridiculous, man. We walk into these places and it's just furniture everywhere. These huge rooms, and pictures and books and magazines. It's like you've got to be able to see the space, So.
So would you guys venture to say, obviously, so bright and open is preferred. I mean, obviously, if you walk into a dark room, you kind of have to be able to have the mind of this house has good bones.
Exactly.
Tell me what good bones are and why bright and open makes good bones, or what could be dark and dingy, but the bones make it look bright and open.
Well, good bones is a loaded question because there's a lot of old homes that have good bones that are very closed floor plans.
True.
It doesn't negate the fact that they have really good bones. They just need help conforming to the way we live nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So you could still have a closed floor plan with good bones, and you blow out a couple walls, and all of a sudden you have a brand new house.
Right.
Okay.
But as far as getting ready to sell, brightness is pretty simple. White paint does wonders, and lighting. Recessed lighting like we have here, believe it or not, a lot of rooms don't. Very cheap to put in, huge dramatic effect. Modernizes home, gives you light, white walls. I know it sounds generic, but white sells.
So tell me your
White
thoughts.
with a little hints of color. Nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but little hints of color.
So tell me your thoughts on staging. I mean, that's like a buzzword now, right, in real estate, staging.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about, what that is and why that's one of your top 5.
Just a little trick about staging is Frederick has an art degree, I have an art degree, and we know what the eye likes, how to balance pictures, what colors go with other colors, and that's all staging really is. So we can either bring in staging, we can restage your furniture. So, I mean, that's just in our blood. The creativity it's our outlet. Your home is our creative outlet, is how the way I look at it. I don't know about you though.
Yeah, I think too is every home's got a different energy.
Vibe, sure.
And the lifestyle of that home's different. If you go into a single person's condo downtown, it's going to have a different feeling than a family home in Carlsbad. And so when you're working with staging, you want to be able to enhance that feeling of either a family home or a modern single home or whatever it is, and use the staging to do that. And a lot of times we can work with what you have, reposition it, put some stuff in storage, or sometimes we're working with a clean slate and then we bring in the pros to stage it for us. But it's super important.
So,
incredibly important.
Would you say, so with regards to staging, so what are the chances of it being a successful sale if a home isn't staged versus a home that is staged?
I think both will be successful sales. I just think the staged home will sell twice as fast as an unstaged home.
Agreed.
Just because most people need help to figure out a space. Most people can't walk into a box and have enough spatial awareness to know how that box is going to fill their life.
Yeah.
So staging helps bridge that gap.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit of furniture, and then once you give people hints of where a couch is going to go, where a chair would go, where a TV would go, then they start imagining, oh, this is where my stuff would go.
Yeah.
They start seeing in themselves in that home.
Yeah.
You're telling a story
Yeah.
about a lifestyle. And so if you can dictate that lifestyle through staging, when people walk in, they're going to fall into that world, and then their mind's going to take them the rest of the way. It's like, you know, they say a picture has 1,000 words or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
It's always cool to me to, you know, when you're driving around. I know the other day I was driving past this house, and the first thing that came to my mind was it has zero curb appeal. Zero curb appeal. And as a real estate agent, in my head, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the world of difference that house, you know, would have if there were some curb appeal. Let's talk about that.
Curb appeal. Yes, you want your house to be cute from the outside, because that's the first impression when people drive up to your house, is that curb appeal. Usually color is a great way to accomplish that. Pops of color, little plants, is a good way to enhance your curb appeal right off the bat.
Yeah.
And mow the lawn, because our grass is all really growing because of all the rain we've had.
Yeah, I think the simplest thing too is a lot of things people don't consider is just you go run a power washer if you have one. Just power wash your sidewalks, your house to get all the soot and stuff off your windows, your
Driveway.
trim, your driveway, everything, and make it look real clean. And like Len said, you know, if the front of your house is a little dated or maybe it's just old paint, it doesn't cost that much. Even if you just paint the front of your house, I mean, at least,
Right.
you know, that response when people walk in is like, whoa, this looks great. You know.
Yeah, and that kind of brings me to, I think, another point. You guys can tell me if this is one of the property guys' top 5. The details matter. Like, every little detail matters in a house, whether it's the exterior or the interior.
Right. So I'll tell you a little story, actually. Property guys. Me and Frederick had a conversation about detail-oriented stuff. And our conversation was, should we paint the inside of cabinets
Oh, you're right.
versus not painting inside
That's
the
right, we
cabinets?
did have that conversation.
We had a heated conversation about this. And I would like to say we had our first showing, our first viewing at a property, and what's the one thing the buyer did? Looked in all the cabinets in the kitchen.
Which is odd, but
Which is odd. It never really happens, but sure enough, walks right in, opens the cabinets. The whole house was completely done. It was beautiful. That's the one thing she looked in, was the kitchen cabinet.
That's funny. I think.
But details matter.
Yeah, they do. Like light switches, baseboards, simple fixes, light bulbs that are out. You want people to come into your home and feel like it's done, not like it needs work. Because you don't want people making an offer like it's a fixture.
You know, it's funny because you know how the internet's like the go-to for everything these days. I mean, for crying out loud, you can't get a date the normal way anymore. It's like dating apps are the thing. And I know because I'm single, but seriously, I would think that the way you market your listing is kind of like a dating app.
It is.
Because every home has lipstick on it, right? They're going to give you the best picture.
Yep.
They're not going to give the worst picture because they want to sell their home. You know, our responsibility is to find a buyer, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Someone
exactly.
to buy your home. That's it. So of course you're going to give the best picture, right? So it's like a dating app because I know I've swiped so many times on pictures like,
Swipe 'em.
oh my god, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good.
Swipe a Rooney.
But then when you show up in person, it looks nothing like that. Talk to me about that analogy.
So that's a perfect analogy, because I know there's a lot of people out there who take pictures with their iPhone, and the camera has like grease all over it, and the pictures are all blurry. And of course, there's another segment of the population that loves to use bad pictures, FISBOs. Sorry to call you out on that. any person for sale by owner, right? Usually does not have good photography in those homes.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. So you just hire a professional photographer if you're going to sell your own home.
Yeah.
Come on, it's like $200, right? You're saving all the money not using an agent. You might as well use a professional photographer. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked on that one.
We're not getting sidetracked. What do
No,
you
it's
say?
true.
I think the humor in this whole thing is that when you have buyers like we do, we'll take them out and see 6 properties.
Exactly.
And we walk in, the buyer goes, God, this really doesn't look anything like the pictures. And they're very disappointed, and it's very similar to what she's talking about. But guess what? They got the buyer there. So at the end of the day, getting professional photography done and having your house look good gets people in the door. And the more people that come in the door, just like the more dates you go on, you're going to eventually find the right person or find your buyer. And it's a perfect analogy.
Well, I can tell you though that 90% of the guys that have great pictures, when they show up, they don't look like their pictures. So they don't get the date. So there you go.
Yeah. Now an aside to that is, Glenn and I have been doing real estate for a long time, over a decade. And we have a lot of fun. So we go and we'll show buyers houses, and it's protocol that you leave a card on like the kitchen counter table or whatever. So there's stacks of cards. And so we like
we're going there.
We like to look through them. We like to find all the old pictures that agents still have on their cards, and they're hilarious. I mean,
update your picture, guys.
Hairdos from 1985.
Right.
We saw that one lady had like the super tan, where she
my god,
like, it was crazy. But it's funny because if you meet these people in person, they look nothing like it at all. I mean, they're like taking that one picture that they love of themselves from like 25 years ago. Like, oh my god, I loved it when I looked like that. And they put it on their card.
That was 1985, right?
Yeah, 1985.
Good old 1985.
Yeah. So beyond informative stuff, we also like to have fun with the Property Guys TV show, and we like our clients and our buyers and our sellers to enjoy the process. So I think talk about a little bit how we kind of take the stress out of the situation. I mean, it's always stressful, but our approach to real estate, I think, is a lot different.
Well, I think we found out a few years ago from helping some people that they were just overburdened with the process, and the agent really wasn't taking charge of the situation. And we talked to ourselves, we were like, this is the biggest purchase of your life. It doesn't need to kill you. This should be fun. You're buying a home in Southern California. It's going to set you up financially forever. You can have a family in it. You can rent the thing. There's a world of possibilities. It's a tax shelter.
No, I'm just waiting for our next appointment.
So
we actually work. We don't just have fun all the time, but we have fun while we work. I'm trying to make sure that we don't miss our appointments. That's all.
We don't want to do that.
I think Tammy. Well, next time we'll definitely have to get Tammy some vodka.
You gotta tell. No, it's tequila.
You out.
You got tequila. You said it's a particular kind.
Yeah.
So you gotta figure out what it is. And I'll get it.
Casa Amigo, I think is what it is.
All right.
It's the white bottle. It's the porcelain bottle.
Oh, I know
with
it
blue.
is. Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah, we know
Casa
that.
Azul. Casa Azul.
Yeah, it's a white bottle.
Of course, you like the most expensive one.
Well, because I
not that bad,
have
actually.
gluten issues. Yeah.
It's a tall bottle, and it's all white with like blue trim.
Yeah, but they have the small
really
one
cool.
too. Yeah.
Really cool. So what's your favorite of the vodkas? Tequila.
Casa Azul is my favorite, and then Casa Amigos would be another one.
Okay.
And then
Casa seems to be the
Casa,
and
commonality here.
And she's a real estate agent. No pun intended.
Go figure. And then if I were to do vodka, Tito's always works. Tito's and soda is kind of my go-to if I do vodka. But if I'm drinking wine, I like rosé.
Rosé all day.
Sweet rosé or dry rosé?
Dry.
There you go. I like dry rosé.
That's sweet. No.
You know, it's good. Pinot Noir rosé is fantastic.
That's fantastic. Yes.
That's good stuff.
That's really good stuff.
So let's talk about vodka. Did you guys know?
Vodka, all right.
Then we just get off topic.
Yeah.
That's what we do here at the Property Guys TV show.
Well, when you're at open house, you have to be well versed in a lot of subjects.
Yeah.
And drinking seems to always come up.
Yeah. So vodkas, I never knew this before, but I used to always like get sick from like Smirnoff and stuff like that when I was younger. You know, got drinking.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I had.
Why when you were younger? It hasn't stopped.
No, I know, but I'm saying
when I was younger,
I drank more.
Oh,
right.
got it.
And I remember feeling more ill.
Yeah.
But then I had Grey Goose and it didn't affect me as much, and I started looking it up online, and it ends up that, like Tito's you were talking about. So Tito's is made out of like grain.
Yep.
Right? And then you have the Russian ones, which are potatoes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have the French and Eastern European ones, which are grapes.
Grapes, right.
And I respond best to the grape ones.
Yes.
Those processed best for me.
I can't do the ones with the potatoes. I can't do those now.
So let me tell you my vodka story. It's really short. So I was really young. I was just starting to drink. I saw that. And so I visited my cousin, Phil Cogswell, if he's watching this.
Hey, Phil.
And we got
buddy.
drunk as a skunk that night. I think he was going to SUNY Oswego, I believe, but it could have been SUNY's Potsdam either. And I'm probably getting it wrong.
Upstate New York,
was so long ago.
These are universities in upstate.
Yeah, right. I got drunk. I was throwing up everywhere. It took me probably 10 years after that night before I could even stomach another vodka.
Right.
It was
I
smeared
wonder why.
Just
because
got
you just
see,
drank
a
so
annihilation
much.
on
You should
smeared